The Vibram 100 sole has been extremely popular from the moment it was released. Known for its durability, its traction, and this major grip that it gives, it's definitely one of the most popular soles we put on boots. The Vibram 700, on the other hand, has just recently become very popular. Because it's a very low profile sole, this V-bar tread gives you a lot of grip on those surfaces, and it's comfortable. But there's one sole that I think most people kind of underestimate, and that is the Vibram Wedge sole. Now, I'm not claiming that these are perfect soles and every single boot in your collection should have one of these, but I do believe everybody should own at least one or two pairs with a wedge sole. And in today's video, we're gonna go over the pros and cons of a wedge sole. We're gonna go over the different wedge sole options that we have. And also, we're gonna be resoling these boots. We're gonna be converting them from a heel to a wedge sole. But before we take these boots apart, let's compare them to a boot that already has a wedge sole. My first claim is that wedge soles are more comfortable and more supportive. Now, the heels have a purpose. I'm not trying to say they don't. If they didn't, boot manufacturers wouldn't make them. I know they're needed in some boots. But the wedge sole is going to be more comfortable and more supportive for these two reasons. First of all, you see here with this boot, there's a little gap right there, right? That forms the heel. And so because your foot isn't touching the ground right here, it's touching the ground on the heel and the sole, your foot's not touching the ground. So how is it going to support your foot? Well, the midsole supports your foot a little bit. The sole, yes, helps support your foot, the footbed, all that good stuff. But what manufacturers do and boot makers do is they put what we call a shank. The shank could be made out of steel, wood, fiberglass, plastic. Some boot manufacturers use leather as a shank. But what it does is it basically builds a bridge from the heel to the sole. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like later in the video when we take these boots apart. But it's basically a little piece of metal, wood, fiberglass, whatever, that goes from here to here. It's just a slight piece, and it builds a bridge so that your foot is better supported in that gap. Take a look at this wedge sole. There is no gap whatsoever. So most boots with a wedge sole don't even have a shank in there because it's not needed. That sole supports your foot the entire way through. There's literally no need for a shank. And yes, if done properly, shanks will support your foot, but no matter how good of a shank you put in, the wedge sole is going to be even more supportive because you have there's a small piece right there where you have this entire sole that is supporting your foot, therefore making wedge soles more supportive. And the second reason that wedge soles are more supportive and comfortable is the compound of the sole itself. Now, there's a few different Vibram wedge soles that are available. The most common is this Vibram 4014 Christie wedge sole. It comes in this black and a cream color, very similar to what this Red Wing has. This is going to be the most dense wedge sole that you're going to be able to get. Compared to other wedge soles, this one's going to be more durable, but it will be a little bit heavier compared to your other lighter wedge soles. And we then have the Vibram 2021 wedge sole. This one's a little bit lighter than the 4014. This one's going to be more squishier as you walk, and so it's going to be a little bit more comfortable compared to the 4014, but this one's not going to last as long as the 4014. And so if you're deciding between the 2021 or the 4014, you have to ask yourself, do you want more comfort, less durability? Less comfort, more durability. That being said, compared to rubber soles like these, a denser rubber, the 4014 is going to be a lot softer, so it's going to be more comfortable than like the Vibram 700, the 430, or even the 100s we were talking about earlier in the video. Then we have the 2060 wedge sole. This is also made by Vibram. Now, some people will say that this isn't a wedge sole because it's got a little bit of a step down. It's not flat all the way across. And I have to agree with them. This isn't a full wedge sole. But I would say that it's more of like a middle ground in between a full flat wedge and a boot with a whole heel like that. So it's not going to be as comfortable and supportive as a flat wedge, but it's going to be more comfortable and supportive compared to a heeled boot like this. Now, all three of these soles are going to be softer as you're walking, more cushy compared to a dense rubber sole like this. So no matter what wedge sole you go with, because it's basically acting as a cushion underneath your foot, not only is it going to be supportive because you got the whole entire sole supporting your foot, but you got a whole cushion underneath your foot. So it's not as hard and dense as a rubber sole like this. And that is what makes them more comfortable and supportive. Now, before we take these boots apart, I wanted to let you guys know one of the main reasons I make these videos is to, one, educate you guys more about quality footwear, because I feel like there's not a lot of good information out there on what makes a good boot, what makes a good boot brand, what brands to watch out for, what brands are worth investing in, all that good stuff. And then also to show you guys how we do exactly what we do. Now, I'm all for supporting local business. So if you have a boot that you want converted from a heel to a wedge, or really any other work done to your boots, if you have a local cobbler that you could trust, take it to the local shop. There's not a lot of us left, and we all need as much help as we can get. Now, if you don't know if you can trust your local cobbler, I have a whole video dedicated to how to avoid bad shoe cobblers. I'll link that in the description down below. And if you don't have a local cobbler that you can trust, I do take mail-in repairs. My shop is located right outside Nashville, Tennessee. You can go ahead and text me a couple pictures of your boots, a brief description of what you'd want done, and from there I can get you some options and estimates before you send them in. Now, these are a really cool pair of boots. They don't have any kind of name on there from a brand or a maker, but they got Vibram soles. This is a Vibram sole I haven't seen before. It's like a commando sole, but it's not the 2040 Fighter. And as you can see, it's got this little pattern around the edge where the stitching is. So these are some pretty cool boots. Start by removing this Vibram rubber top lift. Let's see if we get this heel base off. Now, one thing we are gonna have to make sure we keep or make sure we maintain is the balance of the boot. Believe it or not, you can have, and I've seen it before, an unbalanced wedge sole boot. And what the balance is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's pretty much making sure that the boot is level across and it's not leaning too far back or too far forward. That's why we can't adjust the height of heels more than like 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch. We can only really adjust it that minor amount, because if not, we'll make it even more uncomfortable. So what I did was I just took the boots to my sander and I broke all the stitching that held the sole on. So we're able to now take it all off without having to worry about cutting any of the stitches. This thing is definitely on there. See if we use some acetone. Acetone sometimes works really well to deactivate the glue when you're trying to take stuff off. Let's see. Man, whatever boot company put this on did not want it coming off. I don't think I've ever struggled this much before. All right, it's a little bit easier. This boot has, looks like 2 midsoles. You have the leather welt, a leather midsole, a rubber midsole, and then the sole itself. So that is the rubber midsole coming undone from the leather. This is coming off a little bit easier. It's because rubber sticks better to rubber than to leather. All right. Now, before I take the midsole off, the leather midsole, I'm going to try to see if I can remove these welt stitches. This stitch is what held the sole on to the boot. And because I sanded the bottom, you see it's got white thread on the bottom and a brown thread on top. I only broke the white thread. So I'm able to take the brown thread all out in one shot. And then we can reveal the insides. Bam. And this you see here is a cork. Now this looks going to be in really great shape, but I want to show you guys that shank, and you see this is kind of old cork, so we're gonna replace it anyway. I'm not saying a shank, but I bet you know where it's at. And now with all the cork cleaned out, you can see this is normally where the shank goes. They put that shank in, the cork, and then they're ready for their midsole. But this boot has a multi-layer footbed. So in essence, they have two pieces. They put a shank right in the middle, glue it together, and that's their footbed. And what that does is it keeps the shank from moving around or coming undone in the future. Now, I was kind of wanting to show you what the shanks look like, but because they're covered, we can't show you. But there are a few different shanks that we have. This is the fiberglass shank. This is a 3-ribbed metal shank, and this is also a metal shank that's a little bit thinner. So I usually use these for dress shoes. These are for like boots like this if they're getting in a heavy duty sole. And this fiberglass one is normally one I use for customers who request them because they go through TSA a lot. The last time I went through TSA, they didn't have us take our boots off. And so I was like, great. And then I walked in and my boot happened to have a metal shank, and they're like, you gotta go take your boots off now. So I'm like, all right. So I went back in line. So we do these fiberglass shanks so that people don't have to take their shoes off in TSA. All right, so with the new cork in the boots, we get to talk about midsoles. Because we can't stitch these wedge soles on, they're just too thick, and up here near the front where it is thinner, the tension from our machine pulling the stitch tight can actually just cut through this material. So we have to have something to stitch to this welt before we can glue our sole on. Now there's two basic midsoles. You have a leather midsole and a rubber midsole. These rubber midsoles come in black, cream, and brown. And they're great if you plan on wearing your boots in wet environments. Leather allows water to seep in from the sides and then can cause your wedge sole to come unglued. Now leather is great because it adds even more support to the boot. It's a lot stiffer than this rubber midsole. So it can give you more support. It's also going to mold to your foot. That's also part of the break-in period, this leather midsole molding to your foot. And these leather midsoles come in this 7 to 8 ounce leather and a thicker one that's a 10 to 11 ounce. And normally with a boot that has a heel, I recommend a thin leather midsole for anybody who weighs 185 and below. Or for people who weigh 185 to 225, I recommend the thick leather midsole, and 225 and above is our double midsole, which is 2 layers of the thin leather midsole. With wedge soles, because you're pretty much getting the maximum amount of support, you can get away with pretty much anything that you want, thin, thick, double, whatever you want. But this customer chose the thick leather midsole, so that's exactly what we're going to put on there. Alrighty, the midsoles are stitched on. If you remember, it used to be a brown thread. The customer requested a cream top stitch, so going for a little bit of a contrast on the boots. So after we get done stitching the midsoles, it's very simple. We just put our wedge sole on. This is the Vyram 2021, I believe, Sahara. It's not 2060 with the step down. It's the same compound as the 2060, but that's flat all the way across. And after that, we just do our final clean condition and waterproofing because they are suede. These boots are one of a kind. They're beautiful. They're completely different from when they first started, but they look absolutely stunning. Now, like I said earlier in the video, if you have a local caulker that you can trust, I highly recommend taking them to them. But if you don't have one that you can trust, we do take baling repairs. My contact information will be down in the description below. And if after watching this video, you're like, I'm ready to set my boots in, go onto my website. It's really simple. And once you're here on my website, you can see all the different sole options that we offer, from the doctor soles, the wedge soles, lug soles, all that good stuff. But let's go to the wedge sole real quick. You can see different examples we've done of boots in the past with the different style wedge soles we offer. There's a brief description, what's all included. And when you scroll down, you see all the different options we have. You get to choose if you want new welts or not. Pick your midsole. You get to pick what sole you want, top stitch, and edge finish. And then once you're happy with it, add that to your cart. Then go ahead and check out like normal. That'll secure your spot in line, and you'll get an email confirmation with the shipping instructions. Ship your boots on in, and I will contact you as soon as they arrive to finalize the details and get you in line. Thank you guys for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to see more boot content just like this, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, God bless you guys.